got retro scale modelling for my next build. I'm building this Airfix or MPC, depending which way you look at it. Star Wars Return of the Jedi B-Wing Fighter. Now this is an old kit. I think it was released in '83 with the movie, possibly a year or so later, but mid-80s anyway. I will be building this kit for a group build on Facebook. I keep on forgetting to mention them. I'll put a link underneath the description of the video if you're interested in that sort of thing. So in the boxes is a very basic kit. It's a snap together, so it's pre-painted. You have 2 sprues, 1 and 2. You can see the canopy has already been tinted down, so you don't need to do anything with that. I will be painting this and putting in a little bit of detail, particularly the cockpit, and there's a pilot somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Tiny little pilot. I'll do that, a little bit of that, and we have the stand. The instructions are basic as well, which, remember, it is an old kit, so you never expect too much. There we go, that's the instructions, very straightforward. It has a decal sheet, which is just the wing markings on the decal. These are actually looking quite a good nick, so they'll be fine, or you can just paint them in. Now what else do we have here? Oh, we have the old pamphlet for Airfix Modelers Club. Wow, I've not seen that for many years. So there you go. There's the kit. So I'll get all the... Actually, I'm not going to prime this. I was going to say I'll prime this, but I'm not going to. I'll wash it, because it is an old kit, and then I'll get to painting it. So this won't take me long at all to build, but I'm looking forward to this. Well, I decided to prime them in the end, so I put grey primer on it. So I'm using Rebel Up Colour 371 Light Grey, and this is going to be the overall colour for the entire kit. I'm using Rebel Up Colour 05 White, 89 Beige, 35 Flesh, and 43 Medium Grey for the pilot. Now the white is for the helmet, the beige is for the uniform, the flesh is for the skin tones, and the grey is for a little flash of colour actually on the helmet. And it's Tamiya's XF56 Metallic Grey for the cockpit. Next is Rebel Aquilin into 1 Steel, and this is for the engine ports, exhaust ports. And lastly it's 43 Medium Grey for the flash of the colour around the ship. Now all those colours that I've just mentioned in the last couple of minutes, those are all the colours I'll be using on the main build. So once all the main painting's been done, took a couple of coats for that light grey to take hold. It's time to paint in some detailing, and I'm just using the grey for that, the 33 medium grey, just to do a little bit detailing around the body. I'm using Tamiya's X27 Clear Red, then moving to X24 Clear Yellow, then X26 Clear Orange, and finally X25 Clear Green, all by Tamiya. And these colours I'll be using to paint and detail into the cockpit. Now I should add at this point is you really don't have to do this if you don't want to. The canopy is dark and you won't see any of this detail. It's time to put things together now. So first of all, the pilot goes into the cockpit. There's a small location pin for this, but it can be a little bit tricky to get in, so just persevere with it. And once that's built, that just goes into the little cradle markers there inside the command pod that you can see. I didn't record it getting closed up. I thought I pressed record, I hadn't, but that's all closed up. It was fairly simple, just clicks into place. And now I'm moving on to the engines, and here I'm using Tamiya's Withering Master Series D, and I'm using the burnt blue and the burnt red to create the burning and used effects on the exhaust. So first of all, I put the blue on, using my sharpener, blend it in, and then I'll put the red on over the top. This piece here is just two parts simply clipped together, goes in the side of the command pod and the wing. I'm not sure what they're for. This is the back plate for the engines. Now I painted a little bit of detail in here, just in case you're able to see it. You can't see it, so there's no point in going into it. All it took was a couple of minutes just to paint a tiny bit of detail in, but it wasn't really necessary. So the engines itself just push in. There's 4 location points for these. There's 2 on each side, and you just push them in a little bit tight, but just press them in quite firmly and it should go in. So now I have to build up the wings. First of all, the guns go in, then the command pod here. Again, it just sits in a little round housing, and then the top part goes on. I've just matched up the location pins with the holes, the recess points. You shouldn't have too much of trouble. As you can see, I'm actually cementing this. Generally, with the snap-on kits, you don't have to cement. This one, I would recommend cementing, because you do have to put it under quite a bit of a heavy clamp for it to stay closed. You may get one area shut down and the other area will pop up, hence why I use the cement. And now for the engine block. Like the cockpit with the command pod, that just fits in a little cradle inside the part, and the same goes for the front piece of the engine as well. This sort of diagonal vented part here, same process, right in the cradle. This then gets fitted into the middle section. The bottom comes on afterwards. You have to place this part on first. So once it's secure, it's time to put on the top part or the bottom part, depends on which way you look at it, I suppose. And then that should just click on as well with the location pins. Again, I'll have to go under a bit of a clamp to keep it in position. Next is to make up the wings. Now the wings are bracketed on a joint, and these can be movable. I would suggest leave them so that they can be moved. So first of all, you put the main unit with the gun inside the bottom part of the wing, so the barrel goes underneath this little loop of plastic. And then you close up the wing with the other half, making sure no cement goes onto the area that is going to be moving. So I would suggest just putting a little bit of cement on the top side of the wing, on the actual edge of the bracket, just barely enough for it to hold. Next to go on is this little bar thing that I made up earlier. This was extremely difficult to put on. It was really stiff. You have to force it really hard to get it in. It doesn't damage anything when you do this, but it does take a bit of force. And it's the same when you're putting the 2 main units together. So for the side wings, the bracketed wing, and onto the main body, it should just slat in, but again you have to exert a little bit of pressure to get it in. You'll hear a click for it to actually get into position. You don't actually need any cement for this part. It's quite a tight fit. And once it's on, just check it for movement and make sure the wings are moving freely. Now at this stage, you can either put on the stand now, or you can leave it off. There's a little ball ratchet thing that goes right in the bottom of it. As you can see there, it holds quite well. You can put it into various different poses if you wish. So while it's in there, I'm going to start putting the coat of varnish on it. So I'm using Pledge's clear polish, or clear. And once the varnish was dry, it's time to put on the decals. Now, there's only 4 decals to put on. These decals are old, so they looked okay on the sheet. A little bit of yellowing. I didn't mind that because I'm going to be going for the weathered look anyway, so that ties in with that. But they didn't really adhere well to the plastic at all, even after a coat of varnish. So when you put them on, you may have to add some more solution for them to settle down a bit more, so they may behave a little bit more strangely than you're used to. Going on to the weathering now, and I'm using these oil brushes from Armour Mig. And first of all, I'm using Starship Filth, then white, and lastly the dust oil brush. Now, all you do with these is, it doesn't take much at all. You just put little dots on, roughly the area where you want the effect to take place. So I'm just dabbing on these little bits of oil brushes, paints, where I want them to be. Then I take out a brush, soak it in a thinner, and then take off any excess and then just streak it on. You can see the streak effects coming here. Now you can take as much off as you want or leave as much on as needed, just by brushing it off. Now you can try and do it all in one of the same direction to give it that more even look and feel of movement while you're doing it, and just build it up to how you want it. There's many different colours to choose from, and just play around with it until you're happy. I'm putting on the white now, and on top of the Starship Filth, and again I'm just using my brush to streak it on and dab it. Now I've weathered this one quite intensively, because I wanted a real dirty used look to the actual model. Hence why I'm using these darker colours to really darken up, and having a lighter background colour does help with this as well, of course. Well, this will bring the build to an end. It was a fun little kit. I would imagine anyone can build this, no matter what their level, with it being a snap kit. You can paint it, or you don't have to. It's entirely up to the user. If you haven't done so already, why don't you check out my channel for my other builds? Subscribe to that channel as well for any upcoming updates. Hit that like button, and of course you can leave a comment. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.